Here comes a new challenger!
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the best dang art show on the streaming services. My name is Mike Watson, and I am the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, founder of Freestyle Comics, one half of the good, the bad, and the nerdy. Well, is it half anymore? Because we got like 3-4 people on the show anymore. So, a part of the good, the bad, and the nerdy, the most enthusiastic person in comics, also known as the Super Mad Brother, Mike Watson, and today, superpower to the people today. How you guys doing today? I'm so glad to be here on another episode of Chat and Draw. And you're like, what is Chat and Draw? That's a really good question. Chat and Draw is a show where we discuss comic book characters from creatives or sometimes fans that are fans of comic book characters. I draw them, we discuss them, chat and draw. And it's been a minute, I've decided to kind of stretch the shows out a little bit, give them some room to breathe. We did a very rampaging first season with 20, 25, 27 episodes in it. It was a bit much. I had to pull back some. So we're about twice a week right now. I'm saving Saturday for, exclusive episodes for, people that can't get it done during the week or whatnot, but there won't be an episode every Saturday or whatnot. And then just, kind of like whenever I feel like it, but I feel like it needs to be spread out as far as scheduled shows or whatnot. And so tons of announcements here. We got a lot of stuff to chat about. Daniel Calaban's in the building, man. What's up? How you doing? We got 2 people watching us on Twitch right now, so hello and how are you tuning in on Twitch? Moana McAdams is on here. I just hollered at Moana, working behind the scenes. We got a little something working. Says we got like 6 people watching right now. Stephanie Cooper, what's up, Stephanie? How you doing? Congrats to your son graduating from high school. They're back safe in the state of Ohio in the city of Columbus. They took a 15-hour drive to go see their kid graduate. Congrats. Hats off. So our show, and again, I can't thank people enough for watching the show, sharing the show, appearing on the show or whatnot, but we've got a live roster of guests. I want to appreciate everyone for their patience because we've kind of we're trying to see what works for the show. I'm trying to really figure out a time that works for a lot of people to be able to see the show while it's live and be able to interact and ask questions of our guests. Today we don't have a guest. I'm actually just going to be talking. I'm going to be working on a little piece special to me or whatnot, but we do have some stuff cracking. All right. So Stephanie Menard is coming back on the show this week. We're going to be talking about her Kickstarter and everything that she's got going on with that, of her 3rd issue of her book. We're going to get Tony Cottrell in the building here as well. Big guest I'm going to be bringing on to the show. Very excited about Ashley Woods. Oh yeah, Ashley Woods, everybody. And then we got John Jennings coming onto the show as well. Drop it. Daniel Calvin will be coming back onto the show. Kat Calamia is on the show as well. Will be on here. We're going to be talking about our Kickstarter. John Robinson of Scorpio will be on the show. Mike Lancet as well. I'll be releasing the schedule once I get all their dates super confirmed or whatnot. You don't need to see dual vision of me. All right. Super confirmed or whatnot. And so that's as is for our guests. So right now we're kind of doing a regular schedule show on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, and I schedule them early, so you'll see what time it is or not. But I think we're going to start doing some shows after 6 to see how many more people we can actually get intertwined with the episode and watching us. Da 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 da. Woo-hoo. You boy, I just got some news that I like. I just saw some in my DMs because people are sliding into them. Yeah. All right. So we'll get to that. All right. So what else? What else do we have? We got those. We got an awesome list of people that are going to be coming onto the show. All right, whatnot. Very excited about that. Oh yeah, let's talk about these couple awesome Kickstarters that are happening right now. Let me do some screen sharing. Screen sharing, because that's what I do. I share my screen. Bam! The last Ember #1 reforged by my man Brant. It's currently at $884. They need $1,500 to hit their goals. They're sitting at 56 backers with 23 days to go. Here's the thing. I want you to donate to his Kickstarter because he's a cool guy. He's got a cool creative team. He's got a cool book. So I want you to donate to it. But here's also the other thing. I understand if you can't donate to the Kickstarter. But what you can do that's absolutely free is share his Kickstarter. But when you share this Kickstarter, because I know you're going to share this Kickstarter because you're great people and you want to help other people out, what you're going to do is you're not going to do a blind share. A blind share is when you just share and you say nothing about it. You're going to share it and you're going to say, hey, check out this Kickstarter with this cool book or something to that length of, letting people know, advocating for this book that people should check it out. Now, it may not necessarily be for you, but it may be for somebody in your audience. So just a quick little message of support while you share that out. That would be super appreciative. All right, but then we have another one from Cat, the infamous famous Cat, for Like Father Like Daughter, because I just got my trade and I got my #5 issue of Like Father Like Daughter from the Short Fuse Media Group because they always deliver. And now she's ready for issue 6 to drop on you boys and girls. And that's what we got. She's sitting at 1815. She needs a goal of 5,000. She's got 63 backers with 23 days left to go. Now, I already tried to make my pledge go through. I'm going to have to shut down my browser and do it again because it just would not go through. I have no idea why. But I will be pledging to this a little later on today, and she will be on the 18th, I believe. The 18th, we'll have her scheduled on to talk about this and really dig and deep into it. So again, what I'm asking you to do is pledge to this Kickstarter and share this Kickstarter. Or if the funds are tight because we're going through a pandemic right now, I completely understand, but share it out to somebody because that is free. What's up? What's up? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta check these messages once. One day soon, I'm gonna be able to get like an executive producer and then a second chair for somebody to help me take care of all these screens and stuff, so I can just focus on the talking and drawing. But back these books, back these Kickstarters because they're pretty sweet. Yeah. And I'm working on talking to Brent right now to get him scheduled to see if we can get him on the show too. See, I just put you on the spot live, Brent. Yeah, that's what I did. All right, so we're gonna get rid of that. So, Joe, Kickstarters. Okay, we got the Kickstarters. Right. We talked about them. We talked about the Kickstarters. All right. Then we talked about the people that are coming on to the show. We talked about the schedule changing with the show. We're not. So now, let's see. We want to share my screen because now let's get to the drawing. I needed to make sure I was freed up. We're gonna quit Photoshop because we don't need Photoshop going right now. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna open up that screen for the connection to the iPad, and oh, you hear them dings? Those are people sliding into the DMs with messages. Sliding into them DMs. Let's go ahead and close that. No, I want my tiny URL button though. All right. And if you got any questions for me, yes, Haley, I do. If you got any questions for me or anything, please let me know so we or I can answer them. Like right now, I have a whole issue saying my operation could not be done. So we're going to quit QuickTime and we're going to open up QuickTime again because the operation can be done. I got something I think is really cool to draw today. Well, there's a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in our country or whatnot as of lately. Oh, there we go. See, all you need to do is close that app and then reopen that app, and we're gonna do it from. Come on, come on. We're gonna do it from Mike's iPad, and of course, we trust the iPad. We trust the iPad. Bam! There it goes. All right. Kevzam, Kevzam. What's up? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Natalia, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you and have you in the show. We're going to share the screen today. First, I guess I'm going to show you guys a couple of the things that I have working. Let's go to our application window. We're going to go right to that. Bam! Boom. Boom. There it is. Pointing right there. All right. So I got that up. There's my wonderful, lovely family. We're going to look at... All right, so here's some drawings I just got cooking here. Some reference images, some things that I drew IRL. You know what that means in real life, right? That's what that means in real life. And then some stuff I just wanted to take into iPad and put that iPad flair and touch to it. You guys might have seen this one earlier. I did post this one earlier. Oh, there's another one. I have not posted that yet. Oh, what's that? I have not posted that yet. And I posted this one. I worked this one out and finished it. Oh, what's that? You're not ready for that. Oh, see, here's the finish on this one. All right, so it's a lot of stuff going on in our world right now, and this is some of that stuff going on. And I was looking up a lot of images like this to find or whatnot because I wanted to take a crack drawing at them. It's something that I want to do or whatnot. So we're gonna back out of that, pull this up. This is one of the first images I did. It's Hotshot holding back the line or whatnot. And I liked it. I had a couple different heads on this one. I liked it, and I am going to work on it some more. I do want to finish it. But this is the one I started cracking into, was this one with Hotshot kind of tearing his mask off and frustrated and upset right now. So we're going to go ahead and ink this one up, or, draw this one a little bit. What's up, chat? What's up, Ren McKenzie? We got a lot of people popping in here. All right, so it's working on this one. I'm gonna go back to my blue, and I'm gonna go back to my sketching pencil. So as I'm doing this, I just want to talk about it. You guys got any questions or anything? Let's discuss. So yesterday, my wife had to go to work, and she works downtown. She works for the city of Columbus. She handles some stuff for them, and she's been working from home. But yesterday, she needed to go in, and so I said, "All right, well, they need you to go in. Do you have to go in? Like there's been riots and stuff down there, man, and I'm not comfortable with her going down there at all." So yeah, she needed to go in because she needed to drop some stuff off. She wasn't going to be there long though. So I said, "All right, well, I'll go with you." Because I don't want anything to happen. So we go down there or whatnot, and I'm looking around, man, and people would like spray painted on walls. There's a lot of buildings boarded up and stuff. I'm like, where am I at? Like, I don't feel like I'm in the city of Columbus anymore. Like, all the buildings down here boarded up, like everything. Not a lot of damage, but a lot of graffiti. For hashtags and stuff, I have no idea what they're for or whatnot. But we went down there. We could not park by her job as the meters were all down or whatnot. And well, we found a spot close, and she was getting out the car. She's like, "Well, I'll be back." I'm like, "I'm coming with you. I'm not about to let you walk down here by yourself." And then if that sounds old fashioned to y'all, I don't care. The whole point of me driving down there is because I didn't want anything happen to her. I'm not going to sit in the car while she walks a couple blocks to the job and not knowing what's going on with her or whatnot. So we got the car and we walk there, and where she works at, she's really close to the PlayStation downtown. And so we didn't go in the front. We went through the back to the side alley, and it's a big. It's not even. I wouldn't even consider it an alley. It's just a strip between two buildings or whatnot. I wouldn't consider it an alley, but she had to go. She went in, and I waited outside by the door, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking around, and I got my mask on, and I can say that I was nervous, and I was just thinking to myself like, man, I should not feel nervous. I'm not doing anything wrong at all. I'm just sitting here with my phone and looking at Facebook, and and then some cops were walking out through the back door. They had their bags and stuff. I guess they were changing shifts or going wherever they were. But it was a nice number of cops, like every I don't know, every like 5 or 8 minutes or whatnot coming out, and you know, uh, got a couple looks over towards me, but I got this one look from a Caucasian guy. He was walking and he just ice grilled me like the whole time that he was walking. Like, and I'm looking at him like, what you looking at me for? Like, what's going on? I'm not doing anything, but like, it was not a good look. And he just kept looking at me and then he walked on. And then not a minute later, another Caucasian man came past but he looked at me and said, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" I was like, "Oh, no, man, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?" And, and, we had a little, you know, 2 minute dispersal between each other of talking and stuff. And then he went in the building, like he had his mask down, he was smiling at me and we were talking and we were all good. And I don't know, like I felt like he was reaching out to me to talk to me. And I could be wrong. I could be assuming things or whatnot. But I can only tell you like from my experience and what I thought, like from what I went from being there. But I just felt like he saw that dude giving me a dirty ass look and how uncomfortable I was. And then he talked to me to make me comfortable, to get me to be comfortable again. Um, and I don't know if that was a thing or not. And like I said, I could be wrong, or maybe he just wanted to show that he was cool and wanted to greet me, or it could have been nothing at all. I don't know, but what's up, Charles? Man, how you doing? That was the sitch, and it just got me really thinking. Like, man, that's ridiculous. That I'm sitting down here and I have to think of things like that. Like I have to think about that and be aware of that. I want to make sure like that my posture and stuff was not threatening to anybody, or that I wasn't drawing attention to myself, or that I didn't look like I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing that would have a cop come over here and stop and talk to me and search me or whatnot. And then these two cops that walked past and said, "What's up?" Again, white. And he said, "Hey man, how you doing?" I was like, "Hey man, I'm doing good." And we had a nice pleasantry or whatnot. And they had walked off and came back, and he was standing there. I guess he was waiting for a ride. And I just started talking to him, and we started talking about sports or whatnot. And I don't know if it was me wanting to talk to him to see what he'd say, to see if he'd invoking a conversation with me, or me wanting to see like I know all cops aren't bad. And I know that. My father-in-law is a retired cop. I know all cops aren't bad. But it was just a different feeling being down there in there. And it was nothing huge or anything that anyone else has gone through that's, has been really bad or whatnot. But I guess just being on my toes and being alert, and I shouldn't have to feel that way. I shouldn't have to feel like I need to make sure I'm doing everything right, or constantly checking to see is everything good, or waiting for something to pop off. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. But this stuff is messed up, and it's not good. It's definitely not good. It's not a fun time. It has not. I have not been in the face of it because I've not gone downtown to protest or anything like that, or to be in the rallies or anything like that. I've been at home working and with my wife and my kids. And, there's a lot of stuff being said online from people. And I sit here and I'm thinking, 2 degrees, there are people that have some valid points on both sides of the table. But then at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff happening where people are going unpunished for taking people of color's lives. And all the video footage that's coming up and everything that we're seeing online. I mean, there's a ton of videos, man. I don't know what's, obviously don't know the whole story to every video or whatnot that's happening. But then it's like how much, like what part of it is true, what part of it isn't true, what happened in the entirety of the film. And somebody said, why are you always just showing like the arrest or the person on the ground? Why don't we ever see the whole video leading up to it? That's kind of an easy answer because you didn't know something was about to pop off to get to the degree that it got to. And by the time somebody was like, oh yeah, let me get my phone out and record, it's blown up into a full-blown situation. People, for the most part, I don't imagine people are just walking around with their phones out just waiting for something to happen or whatnot. But I don't think that there's ever a situation where, I mean, not in a situation where there was control. There was control in that situation. They had him on the ground. He was in handcuffs, and it was like 2 or 3 of them over there on top of him. You could have let up on his neck. Chilling, brother. You ready for the three-way street lead reunion? I'm getting it in the works, man. I'm reaching out to some inboxes, some people, trying to figure out how to set these things up and do them. But then you keep seeing stuff like, man, again, and I don't know the context of every single video that we're watching that I'm seeing. Like, I don't know the whole story of everything like it, but it's fucking nerve-wracking because I got kids and those kids are black. And I don't want to send them places or let them go places because, like, what's going to happen? It's not like when I was a kid, or whatnot. And and shoot, when I think about it, it's not that far from it. I just didn't live in a situation or in an area where that was really happening or that people were seeing it because, everything's being recorded. What's up, Justin? How you doing? Chad, the Chad is in the building. When I went to school, man, I just had to worry about going to school. And that's it. I got in fights in school. I think I remember one time seeing somebody get jumped and I tried to help them. No, twice. And I tried to help them and whatnot. But like outside of that, I didn't worry about or think about like a whole situation can go completely wrong if I get stopped by a cop. And again, I'm not saying every single cop because I know there are good cops out there. I am friends with people that are cops that are good people and know right from wrong or whatnot. I'm solely just talking about like bad cops. And like that's my thing. And you don't have to agree with me. No one in this video or session has to agree with me or anything like that. I guess I'm just trying to talk things out. And the name of the show is Chat and Draw. And we don't have a guest today, so I'm working on this piece that I have been drawing. And yes, I don't know, man. It's hard to judge people in the situations that they're in, but at the same time, I'm supposed to be like, but you're trained in this stuff. Like, this is what you signed up for. There has to be other ways to do the thing to restrain somebody or keep them calm, or not keep them calm, but restrain them and put them in handcuffs and get them in the car so things are said and done. Or looking at the videos of the riots and protesting that's happening, do I like that the riots are happening? No, not at all. I don't. I'm not for it. I don't think it's fun or exciting that rioting is happening, that people are being hurt, that people are getting ran over by cars, and then just seeing some of the stuff that people say in regards to, like, it's just so fucking mean. Like, if people were just standing there protesting and all they're doing is chanting, talking, and yelling to be heard or whatnot, but if they're not being aggravated, if they're not aggravating, if they're not putting their hands on you or anything like that, uh, why are we running them over with cars? Why are we shooting them with rubber bullets? Why are we tear gassing them? And that's a whole thing that I don't understand. Is at the same time, like, everyone, there are people that have problems with the violence and the riots. Legitimate violence is not good. Yeah, I've seen peaceful protesters be shot too. I definitely don't understand that. I watched a video where two guys were just standing there with their hands behind their back. They were just having a conversation with one another, and then the cops just started shooting them. That's all they were doing. But again, at the same time, I don't know the context of the whole video. I don't know if they were, that they were told to move, if there was a spot that they weren't supposed to be at. I don't know any of that. Or the video of the person that was all dressed up in black with a black mask and a black umbrella, who was just going around just breaking windows, or bricks just randomly showing up in places to be used. This is all crazy. But I mean, I don't know how else it can be said. We had a peaceful protest where cats was just sitting down, where people were just taking a knee. Just taking a knee. He even talked to some people in the military and asked, how can he do a respectful protest? And he said, well, if I take a knee, that's me protesting in a respectful way, in a quiet way, in a non-volatile way. And like half the country had a problem with that. Maybe not half the country, but a good chunk of it, a good chunk had a problem with that. That was a peaceful protest. And now that people have taken it to the streets, or it's been pushed to where there has been violence and stuff like that, then that's a problem too. Yeah, it most definitely is a problem. Not justifying it, but at the same time, when we were doing a peaceful protest, y'all thought that was a problem. Not y'all, a group of people, or a certain group of people thought that was a problem. Thought that was too much. That was disrespectful. That wasn't the time or place for a protest. I didn't know that there was a rule book on where you're supposed to protest at. The whole point of a protest is because the people protesting aren't being heard, and it's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you talk and have a conversation. And he was having he was out there talking to people. He was having a conversation. He was working in the community and things like that. Chad says, or the Caucasian girl spraying beat black one's on a building while the girl of color yelled at her to stop. Or there was a video where a cop pushed a woman who was already on her knees with her hands up, pushed her down, and another cop got in his face like, "No, that's not what you're supposed to do. That woman wasn't doing anything." Haley says a couple of days ago here, rioters intentionally set a multi-family home on fire and then blocked the cops and firefighters from getting there. People are frustrated. People are frustrated and they're tired of seeing stuff continue not to change. Somebody, and I need to check it, but somebody put up a meme saying back when Martin Luther King had took the walk and they were doing a peaceful protest, and rioting had broken out, for 6 days. On the 7th day, the Civil Rights Act got implemented. Justin says protesting is patriotic. Hold on. Okay, we got Brant. So Remy King says, as a veteran, I absolutely hate being used as a scapegoat. Protesting the government is not disrespectful to the military. That is a freedom we literally spend time overseas to uphold. Ren McKenzie is a vet. That's straight from a vet right there. I don't know if everybody can see that or whatnot. Should pop up here in a second. Takes longer for it to pop up on my end than it will for you guys. Daniel Kellerman says, I swear the people complaining about the protest would have sided with the East India Company over the Boston Tea Party. Chad says, I like to focus on the positive. The sheriff in Michigan that marched with Black Lives Matter. Yeah, man, there have been this one officer put up a video on TikTok, and I thought it was good and I thought it was funny. How he was telling all the good cops, he was like, all the good cops scroll past us. All the cops that follow the rules and regulations have scroll past us. All right, now that all the racist and dirty cops are here, let me talk to y'all for a second. He said, you guys need to quit turning in your badges and give up your guns because you're making all the good cops look bad and the ones that are doing this for the right reasons. And like those videos that people are doing, and then videos showing where, we all can be together. I think all that stuff is great. But I can say, I wish I saw more videos. I wish I saw more videos of the good cops stopping the bad cops. But I get it. I mean, I see that there are two sides to each team, to each franchise. And when I say franchise, the police are their own coven. They are a brotherhood. They are a family. They are united in having each other's backs because they are going out here and they are risking their lives every single day to protect us. And that's the thing, right? But like in all the videos that I've seen, again, I know those videos have more context because you're not seeing the whole video. But in all the videos that I've seen, I've not seen a lot of protecting and serving. I have not seen a lot of protecting and serving. I mean, like when I was a kid, man, and like I met up with cops or anything like that. Oh, for real, my pencils? Thought I had the pencil charged up. All right, so I need to stop this for 1 second because the pencil has to charge up. That does not take long. Let me charge up the pencil. Now, charging up doesn't take long at all. So I'm going to bring that back down. Yeah, and we'll let it get there for like 3 or 4 minutes. But when I was a kid in school and we met cops or I saw cops, they were always, I don't know, man, cool, calm, and collective. Like, and again, I probably didn't hear about this stuff, or we didn't hear about this stuff because there weren't the overwhelming amount of cell phones and cameras that we have nowadays or whatnot. But I feel like there's just a lot. Like, I don't know, like where's the training at? And I could be absolutely wrong. Chad said his is charged. Ray McKinney said, Chad, they did that here in Columbus. It was nice to see. But it just feels like every time there is a video of something like that, the immediate recourse is it's immediately aggravated. It's immediately blown up. It's immediately turned into us versus them or them versus us, like instantly. Is there a video? Can somebody show me a video where it's just been talked down, like where a situation popped off and they've actually just talked the situation down? Now, there's a video going on online where two cops arrested a FBI agent. Now, I don't even know if that's true because it didn't show us the badge or whatever, but he said, "Look in my wallet." And he was like, "Watch this. You guys are going to feel real dumb when you pull out my ID." And apparently that was his identification. So they had the wrong guy. But I would have liked to see the wallet to see if it said he was an FBI agent, because it's just like, really? And then the other thing is, like, people don't know about the law. You know, you don't know everything that you need to know about the law to be able to handle yourself. Sorry, just checking all these streams, make sure I'm keeping up with them. I don't know. And I don't know what to do to fix it, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what my part is in it, how I can help. All I do is I try to talk to my kids and let them know, how to survive, how to be safe. I try to have conversations with them, my wife and I, about, you're going to be seen for the color of your skin before you could be seen for who you are on the inside. Like, every time I get around a cop, though, I'm in super polite, nice mode. Like, I don't want to aggravate the situation at all. Yes, sir, please. Thank you. Is that all you need? Da-da-da. I don't know. Just like, and I'm saying I'm getting pulled over by cops all the time or whatnot, but I know to be extra courteous. I know to make my hands be seen, be visible. And sometimes I'm concerned with how to tell that to my kid. Like, how do I institute that into my child? Like, I don't know what my mom did. My mom's pretty freaking phenomenal. But there are things that I learned from my mom and watching and being with my mom that I just know because she was my mom. And I'm like, I don't know how you instilled that into me in a child. I don't know how you put that inside of me to know this and that from that and this. Oh, let's see where the pencil is. It'll show me. We got to give it a couple more minutes. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's good enough. That should last for the rest of the show. All right, we're back on. Plugging her back up. I think talking like this helps whether you realize it or not. You do have a platform. Well, I appreciate that. Okay, we're good. Waiting for that to load back up, and we're about to jump back into it. Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry about that delay. I thought the pencil was charged up. Boom. And I don't have no answers, man. I was just, like I said, I was just wanted to talk about it. See if anybody else wanted to talk about it, if you had any feelings or feels in regards to the matter. Right now, I'm drawing some people in the background. And so here's kind of like the things. Hot Shots ripping off his mask. Because I think it was Quinn McGowan that had said it, and I thought that was a good point. And he brought up a good point. His character Wildfire does not have a mask because he said that it was super important for him to have a character that you can see as a hero right off the bat and see their brown skin. And I thought that was pretty dope. And there are people that see Hotshot whenever he gets into a fight and his costume gets messed up, and they see that he's a person of color underneath because his costume gets pretty tore up. Hotshot gets into some knockout, dragged out battles or whatnot, and that is awesome, dude. Because you are on the wrong layer. Also remember to be on the right layer. Let me see if I can fix that. Sorry. I need to fix this because this is gonna bother me. And I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry. Morgan says they should start to be trained more so like the military. The military doesn't have those issues. I always said though, like back in the day, when a lot of people that were cops had they were older and like they seen some stuff, man. They had been through some stuff. So whenever they became a cop, coming over back to regular, old America was nothing, right? Because they've seen so much worse. So every situation to them wasn't a potential pop off situation or whatnot. So they were, calm, cool, and collective. Let me see here. I need to. Hey, Chad, if you got any questions while I'm in here doing this, shoot and ask if you're wondering what I'm doing or whatnot. All right. So now I think that has been fixed. I can just go back over that with a black marker and fix that. Chad said, I was thinking about this the other day. Hope it comes out the way I mean it. I see a lot of white people saying they don't see color. Bullshit. I see color. I love color. Color in my art, color in my surroundings, and color in all people. I love to celebrate our differences and our similarities. I was raised on Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. I love seeing humor in our differences and laughing with one another. I think that's what makes life interesting and beautiful. It's a very nice Chad. Chad is the homie too, by the way. Daniel says I think the police need to be demilitarized, to be honest, not to mention instituting much more training. Chad says I have no idea what you're doing now with the black screen. So all right, so Chad, segue in our conversation. I got all these layers in Procreate. So what I've done here, so I can make sure I see what I need to see, is this background color. This background color counts as a layer, and if you double tap on it, you can make it whatever color that you want to, and click done. But so now I'm trying to find the layer that I had left on there because I was drawing on this layer. The layer that I have, the inks for Hotshot, I didn't want to draw my sketch on there. So I need to see where all the blue line was so I could separate it. So all this stuff underneath, here, 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 and here, it's all part of my sketch. I don't want it interfering with my inks. So just selecting and deselecting layers. Right now, I'm just trying to get some people back here. Or sorry, a variety of looking of people back here. Yep, that's right. Haley says the reason I mentioned the fire because there are people out there that just want the world to burn and they're trying to take over a legitimate message to spread chaos. There are people in that home when they set it on fire, including at least one small child. No, I absolutely agree. I definitely think there are people that are just trying to take advantage of the situation because they do just want to go out here and wreck some stuff. But then there's also people who are protesting the way that they are supposed to be protesting, that are just sitting there, that are that are talking and with their arms down, not being a threat at all, that are being shot with rubber bullets. And I found out today the rubber bullets are not rubber, that they are rubber coated over a steel bead or whatever, a steel core. um so there's wrong on both sides. I think it's messed up either way it goes. But I was really trying to think while drawing this, like, how did I want to have Hotshot? Like, what did I want to have him doing? And I don't want to get too much of it away because I'm going to post it, when it gets done. And you'll see it because I'm gonna ask Danny Cooper, D Cooper, head letter FSK, to put some text over this for me. But if you can see the image, you can kind of pick up on what I'm trying to get across here. I don't know if you'll be able to exactly get it, but I think you can. I think you get the vibes, the feels for what I'm going for. Get in here and get some of that. Okay. Right now? Oh, okay. No, y'all can go because they did that curfew thing again. Yeah, I don't want. Well, did I see one today? Maybe not. Okay. Mm, oh, not the eraser. Uh, make sure I get on that right layer. I'm starting to believe some of the conspiracy nuts, maybe not, are so nuts. It's so sad that peaceful protests are being used and turned bad, and it's horrible that people doing what is good and the right are getting punished because of the bad. Yeah, man, it sucks absolutely. Oh, there it goes. Yep. Is that on my computer too? Yep. So y'all can go ahead. So y'all can have as much time as y'all can. Now I'll tell you one thing I am going to do of this one cop. I am going to duplicate him. I'm not drawing him all over again. But I think it's cool that we got all these people here. Yeah, man, and to the people that are out there protesting, big clap for them. The bravery and respect. I'm trying to see if they sent that alert to the computers. I was about to say I just got my alert. Yeah. Yeah, they want to go over to their grandpa's house. He just got a new pool. and playing it, which is this is like perfect weather for it or whatnot. So I'm just like, you guys go ahead and go on over there because I'm still doing the show, so I can have as much time kicking it in the pool as possible. The alert is that 10 o'clock curfew is still in play. Awesome. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna have this one cop once it gets colored and stuff. Duplicate him all over this thing in the background. I didn't want to have because it's a superhero, right? And superhero still follows the laws and rules and stuff and tries to uphold those, but basically at the end of the day tries to do what's right. I didn't want to draw an image of like Hotshot or Vigilance fighting off a bunch of cops. I don't think that. What the heck? So where's the alert? Because that's oh oh the turtle broke. I was wondering where that alert ringing was coming from. Oh, did it break? No, the turtle's still good. Yeah. Um. All right. Random alerts is loud, but I didn't want to draw Hotshot or Vigilance or Titan or any of the other amazing characters we have on the roster punching or fighting cops because, well, number one, there are no real superheroes in the world to do that. And what good does that do, like, to service my story? Besides get out what my potentially my own personal satisfaction. But I wanted to have Hotshot, which I have a couple of these planned or whatnot. Um, I wanted to have Hotshot involved in it, not as a superhero, but as a person, as one of the people. That he does have power. He has power to where, that they're gonna, they're not gonna jump on him. They're gonna listen to him, and it's like use that power to advocate, to speak up, and Hotshot's not telling him to stop. He's asking a very specific question, and that question does revolve around what I was talking about earlier today or whatnot. All right, so I think I got enough people in there, enough different looking people or what. No, I don't. Hmm, I don't think that guy's good enough. I think I have enough people in the crowd or whatnot. I got some silhouettes here. People putting up the fist. Bam, bam. Yeah, we start inking this. Start getting them inks on, inks on. Make sure I'm on that right layer. Hey, not too important, but your pieces out there in Columbus, they're okay, right? Oh, I have not been down there to see them. And I do need to set up a time for me to go down. I do need to go down there and check them out. But as far as I know, they are. One's actually in a building, and the hot shot piece is in the convention center. So chances are that they're still good. Oh no, that's too thick. Oh, where is the? Oh no. I didn't delete it, did I? Where? Where did Hotshot go? Oh, I got rid of my dang images. So here we are. I've got to go back to blue. Somehow I erased my undersketch of Hotshot. And no, Chad, that is important. I worked hard to get those pieces up in the city. They better not be vandalized. He's a freaking superhero color, damn it. He's on your side. Checking the Twitch raw. Y'all lucky it goes as late as 10. Yeah, Haley, where she's at, their curfew is 8 o'clock. Yes, and Procreate there is. Right. So if you go to click the plus symbol and I believe here, yeah, cancel. This little thingamabob right here, that little top thing, let you create new, and then you can go down here and change it to inches. There we go. All right, so I can get back to this inking. Again, any questions that you guys have, go ahead and shoot them my way, or if there's something that you want to say, go right ahead. Ooh. What's happening? Oh, they're fasting. Let me see here. Hold on. All right, so give me. Hey, do me a favor. I will be right back. All right, my kiddo's birthday presents in the car. Need to get out the car while they're occupied so he does not see it. I will be right back. But watch this commercial. Just ran back in the living room. That's incredible. I timed that just right. All right, let's go back to the. Also, buy my comics. ShortFuseMediaGroup.com. All right, sorry. Now we're back to it. All right, so let's get back to that inking. I know if Ren McKenzie can hear me, is on here still. He's like, that fat boy is breathing heavy as hell. What did he get? Got him one of the play sets for the Ninja Turtles. He's got a bunch of Ninja Turtle toys, so he's got those old, not old, but the play sets for kids, toddlers, like the Batman and stuff like that, where they're real blocky and cartoony. But he's getting more action figures now, like the ones I got. And so wanted to get him a play set to properly play with those on. And it's big as hell. Surprised I was able to get that in here and get back to y'all right when that trailer finished up. What show was that where they were like, fly, fat ass, fly? Because that's what I was doing right now. Why did that get clicked on? There we go. Get that off of there. Logan, bring me a bottle of water, please. Thanks. Huh? Yeah, I did. Um, um, I'm so jealous of you guys with kids. You get to play with them and their toys and not have people look at you strange. Look, I would play with my toys regardless, but don't be jealous of me because you get into this parent trap of like, oh man, that looks so cool for my kid. Let me get that. Oh, but wait, if I put that with that, like, man, his little birthday list of his was about to get stacked up, and it was stuff not even on his list, just stuff I wanted to get him. Damn a kid. Whatever. I love you too. Uh, looks like the lines from Mallrats. Looks like the lines from Mallrats. You got me on that one, Daniel. Haley says, Renan thought it'd be fun to see you play Dead Space. Why? Why that thought? No. Dead Space is scary as hell. But I think that's a good idea. I might actually play these scary games as a reward for it's something fun for my audience to watch me buffoon my way through all the jump scares and stuff. But Haley, we need to play Monster Hunter, so I'm ready when you are. I'm trying to add more wrinkles to Hotshot's costume. It's still skin tight, but I don't know, man. I've become a fan of the wrinkles that are in pants and stuff. Like when you like are like making these action poses. I don't know. I've been really digging those wrinkles. If you can ask anybody, I'm weird when it comes to art and the things that I like in them. And if I'm correct, Ren McKenzie, there's renderings with Ren tonight at what 9 or 8, Ren. Be around his page around that time. What time is your renderings, Ren? Chad says I have a buddy that buys his kids Legos and then puts them on the shelf and won't let him play with them. Yeah, screw those kids. I want all the toys for myself. Now I gotta go buy 2 of everything. Right. We'll get to it. It's a busy week for work. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Oh, tomorrow at 8:30, it's renderings with Ren. Nothing. I was talking to the people. Oh, need that thicker. Need that thicker. Oh yeah, I love that feature. You didn't know. So there's this little dot up here. See that? That's where my color is. That little circle. So if I have a section that's completely closed off, i.e., that eyebrow, and I just click on that and drag it to that closed off spot, it just fills in. Absolutely love that feature. It's an awesome feature. It's an amazing feature. It's one of the best features on here. So having a pretty fun time making. I'm digging the music. I just want you to know who I am. What music? I got music playing right now. I got the music playing right now. Think. I love how that drops and fills. And there you have it. A costume filled in super quick. Now, if you're just tuning in, this is my first hotshot piece. Looking at social justices. And I just think in this piece, Hotshot does not want to enforce. He doesn't want to incite violence with his powers. Because he knows, like, he knows he can stop it. He can keep people safe. Not everyone, though, but, you know, because he's only one person, but he knows if he goes down there, he can shut some stuff down with his powers. But it's not about using his powers against people that don't have powers. It's about hear us out, hear the message, like hear the question that's being asked. Yeah, I think your boy Hotshot is doing. That's your music because you're awesome. All right, I'm ready to dive into some of these background characters. I need to do the black on those gloves. I'm not ready to do that yet. Oh, wait. Excuse me. Let me do some surgery on this mustache. mistake here I made. Here we go. I'll play with the black on those hands later. The gloves, Hot Shots gloves, they're black, but always trying to figure out how to do the lighting, the rim lighting for those, and what the second color going to be on the gloves. It's always a bit of a challenge for me, trying to find something that works, but still looks like they're gloves and shiny. I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting to ink this woman for a while. Think she looks cool. She is like, my hands is up. Had a lot of fun drawing her hands too. Let me see here. All right, so I'm going to merge that. Yeah, so I can see what I'm doing with this brush. No mistakes in art. Oh, right, no mistakes in art. You know what? I think this on. It's a little too far apart. Another reason why I love the pad. Ren said he used to glue his son's Legos. He still figured out how to break them. During quarantine, that's what we did. Each day, we had a Lego set that was for each kid, but we all worked on it as a family. Not doing that again. Ask me how them Lego sets are doing right now. Not good. They trying, and I know they're kids. They want to play with their toys. I get it. I play with mine too, but carefully. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. They'll get up here like me. What's up, Michelle? If you're still here, How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. I am working on yours. I think my next free open chat and draw might be just all yours. Mm, 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 mm. I love that feature so much. Natalia, I got to hit out, sir. Thank you for sharing your artistic process and perspective on what's going on. Looking forward to seeing the finished piece. Thank you for tuning in, Natalia. I appreciate you so very much. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself and appreciate you taking the time. Ah, fix that? Everybody, like, there's a lot of people on my friends list that did the blackout Tuesday. So I'm getting these messages on my phone, like, who the hell said this? Who is this? I don't know you. I don't know who's who. Oh, I realize where we're at. We're at an hour and a half here. All right, well, so we got that piece. We got Hot Shot done. For the most part, work on him some more, whatnot, and keep cracking at it. I couldn't decide between that piece and this one. I enjoy that one because there's more like that he's standing against, but I don't know if he gives the same. I don't think it's as powerful as this one's going to be. With this all fine. Really like all that emotion in Hot Shot's face. And here's a thing that I did. I'm gonna get that posted online today. That was a beastly piece and took a while to do or whatnot. Man. But hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it. I enjoyed what everyone had to say. I appreciate the conversation. This Thursday, we will have Stephanie Menard on the show with us. Looking forward to having her here. We're going to be talking about and promoting her Kickstarter that she has going on. And looking forward to all of that. As I've already read off, we are still adding people to the schedule. It's going to be a monstrous season of goodness and good vibes and all that good stuff. As usual, you can catch us. Let's get the social media out the way here. Boom, 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 boom. Catch me as Art of Mike Watson. Let me see here. Let me get rid of that. Art of Mike Watson on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You want to get any of the awesome comic books that I have the pleasure of working on, or just good comic books in general, shortfusemediagroup.com. If you buy the actual physical comic, you get the digital comic for free. If you are a fan of the show, if you are a fan of the show and you're looking to get on our fan episodes or looking to get some cool exclusives with artwork, digital artwork, and things like that, sign up at my Patreon page today, and it's going across the ticker right there. That's the link for it. Or you can search Art of Mike Watson on Patreon. But if you're a creative who has a comic book with a comic book character that you're trying to promote, or a Kickstarter, or a brand new issue you're trying to promote, this is the show for you. Click on that link or grab that short link right there for the chat and draw and buy your instant ticket onto the show. We have black and white digital, and we have color as well. Is that all of it? Is that all of it? Hit us up for Freestyle Comics on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Freestyle Comics on Facebook and Instagram, FS Comics on Twitter. All right, I think that's all. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I had a great time today. Good conversation. I enjoyed getting some thoughts out there and talking to people and hearing what people had to say or whatnot. Really appreciate it. And I think the only way, obviously, not I think, but the only way things are going to get fixed or get better is through an open dialogue of conversation. And checking out comics, because I'm going to leave you guys with this. Where is it? I'll leave you guys with this trailer. First one was Hot Shot. This one is Vigilance.